If you have not been to the state fair yet, today is a great day to go because it is free to get in. Now this, after it was accidentally really cheap to get in yesterday. In fact, it cost just $2. This is because last week the Albuquerque Journal said it would cost only $2 to get into the fair yesterday. Well, in reality, that was a big mistake because it was supposed to be full price, which is $10. The Journal corrected the story on Saturday, but people still showed up to the fair wanting to get in for just $2 yesterday. At first, the fair refused, but then allowed people to pay the cheaper prices. Now, when this is all said and done, that could cost the state fair tens of thousands of dollars.
The financial loss is pretty significant. We do have some time left for the fair. We've got another big weekend ahead, so you know, I don't think it's gonna kill us, but it definitely is gonna hurt.
The Albuquerque Journal is now thinking about giving the fair free advertising to make up for that mistake. Well, next year, a new producer will be in charge of burning the zozobra because of all the complaints about it that happened this year. Ray Valdez stepped down on Saturday after he'd been in charge of zozobra for the past 22 years. A lot of people who go to the big party every year have been upset that tickets have cost more, the tradition is going away, and that it takes too long for the burning to start and it goes on too late. Ray Sandoval, an attorney from Rio Rancho, will now be in charge of zozobra.
Gallup police say watch out for a con artist that is out in the community. They say this guy is going door to door asking for donations to help him bury his young daughter. The only problem, according to police, it's simply not true. Police say 30-year-old Justin Villa dropped off a letter at a Gallup medical office last week. It asked for money to help him bury his 5-year-old daughter. But just as a doctor was ready to write a check, the man apparently left and didn't come back. So the doctor and his staff had decided to take a closer look at the letter when they noticed something was off.
The doctor's name that was supposed to be taking care of his daughter did not make sense because it was a doctor that had left the community over a month ago.
Other businesses had been approached by Villa too. A police report was filed and it's been turned over to the district attorney's office. We are learning this morning that the bookkeeper of real estate tycoon Doug Vaughn has been sentenced for her role in his massive Ponzi scheme. Martha Runkle pled guilty last year to aiding and abetting and wire fraud. Now, Doug Vaughn, her former boss, pled guilty to swindling hundreds of investors out of $75 million. He is now serving a 12-year prison sentence. Runkle's sentence agreement was finalized last week and it's sealed, meaning it's being kept under wraps. We do know, however, that Runkle faced up to 20 years in prison and a $250,000 fine.
If you missed the meeting on bullying in Albuquerque Public Schools last night, you still have time to catch the next one, which is tomorrow night. The meeting yesterday was here at Sandia High with parents and administrators talking about how to punish bullies and how to respond to bullying when a lot of it happens on social media and on cell phones.
I have 4 daughters that through APS, and I have to watch constantly with their cell phones or with texting or with email. So even more than when I grew up, it's a much more difficult because you don't see the face on the other end of it.
Yes, the times are changing. The district also talked with parents about how to tell if their kids are the actual bullies. Again, the next bullying meeting is tomorrow night at LBJ Middle School from 6 to 8 p.m. We should start to find out how many new charter schools New Mexico will have soon. The State Public Education Commission is voting on those schools' applications today and tomorrow. There could be a total of 14 new charter schools, including 3 here in Albuquerque and 1 up in Santa Fe.
Healthcare will be the focus at tonight's forum, featuring the 2 main candidates running for Albuquerque's open U.S. House seat. Republican Janice Arnold Jones and Democrat Michelle Lujan Grisham will talk about their views on healthcare reform. It's an important issue for many New Mexicans because the state has the second highest number of people without health insurance in the country. The forum is tonight from 6:30 until 8. It's at the First Unitarian Church on Carlisle Northeast.
Well, just 48 days to go until the presidential election, and now the 2 main candidates are spending a lot of time trying to woo Hispanic voters.
Yes, and we wanted to know what are the issues that matter to Hispanic voters in New Mexico and if the efforts are helping to get their votes. News 13's David Romero joins us live from the Newsplex. David, what'd you find out?
Elizabeth, as we told you about last half hour, many of the people we spoke with say there are a lot of issues on their minds. They also think both candidates could be doing a better job about addressing those concerns. Now, everything from education to taxes to the economy are on the minds of most Hispanic voters in New Mexico. Many we caught up with told us even though they have made up their minds as to whom they're going to vote for, they are not seeing any concrete solutions from either candidate. Some say they would like to see if those issues will be addressed in the upcoming debates. Others say ads in Spanish could sway them either way.
Both of them are all about the economy, you know, and jobs, and that's basically about where we're kind of in trouble on that.
There are some people that are Spanish speakers that are involved in both campaigns, but I'm not sure that they're being very effective at reaching our community, talking about the issues that matter to us.
And the first debate between Mr. Obama and Mr. Romney is scheduled for October 3rd. Elizabeth, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. We did a little research for you, and just so you know, the HispanicVoters2012.com website shows the breakdown of registered Hispanic voters across the country to be 51% Democrat, 31% Independent, and 18% Republican.
And